Yeah, man. I was just talking with Hey, what's up? We live out there, you all.
What's
We
up,
got off the
y'all?
phone with my guy Ike Breezy, Tampa's finest. Love
What
talking
it
to that
do?
brother. What's happening, everybody? Let me share this out. Share this out. We finna get on and do our thing.
Big energy is the topic today.
Big energy, y'all.
Listen,
We
y'all,
need
we
that
are
big
an
energy.
hour later than normal, but we're gonna still keep the energy high. We're gonna cover some perspectives that you may or may not have heard before, but I honestly have no idea what E's gonna talk about, but I know it's gonna be fire. But just kind of tying it into the mentorship is very, very, very critical for us as mentors and coaches, man, to keep high energy, even if, especially not even if, especially because we're targeting the quote unquote troubled teens, like the ones who have the behavior issues, the one who has always been programmed to have that fixed mindset, like he can't do any better because he's always repeated that same pattern. So keeping the energy high, keeping the energy positive, and speaking words of affirmation over the mentees that come through. And even more importantly, getting the mentees to speak that positivity over themselves in a
Woo.
passionate, persuasive way so that their subconscious receives it and then they begin to play out or manifest what they speak over themselves in real life. So high energy, big energy, whatever you want to call it, is definitely necessary, especially in our line of work.
Hey man, look, you said it, so you always say it spot on, bro. I love how you doing it. So I apologize to everybody for showing off the tats and the guns, y'all. But we in the rush, and it's normally the WTF. But I wanted the big energy, so I wanted to have the guns out, man, because a lot of people, a lot of our people, especially, are on this low frequency right now. And they often say because it's getting cold, things slow down, and it becomes winter, and we focus on the holidays, which is debatable, but we focus on a lot of different things, but we rarely focus on ourselves. So last night, well, I've been up since 4 a.m. You all, and hit the gym up, and been going hard at it. But what I went to bed with last night was an 8-hour YouTube, I guess you call it a video, but a YouTube segment where it says program your mind while you sleep. And what it was 8 hours of affirmations all night long. When I woke up this morning, it was still going. When I
Ooh.
went to the gym, it was still going. And my energy was so big because I didn't go to sleep thinking about what I got to do the next day, how rough life is, what's happening in Israel, is dumb Donald gonna win the election again, and who got murdered, and is it inflation, or we about to go to war with China, and like I didn't go to sleep with that on my mind. I went to sleep with positive affirmations in my ear. And so I got to take it back a step further because I spoke to a group in Decatur, a group of 12, all young people, young entrepreneurs, and they were in the process of creating their business plans. And me being the mentor that I am, I was, teaching them some things up in Decatur. Shout out to Losha. I see you out there, Losha Power Moves Brooks. She is the one that helped me get in bed with the Decatur group and start mentoring people in Decatur. So shout out to Losha. I appreciate you, Queen. You will never be forgotten. If you need anything, let me know. You know your guy is showing up for you. But I'm speaking to the people in Decatur. Now, you don't know Decatur. It's in Illinois. And how can I be nice and say this without being insulting? But let's just say Decatur is kind of poverty stricken. Let's keep it at that. For the most part, there's it's a small town with a big factory in the middle of it, and that's it. It's pretty ran down. But we had a group of 12 young people who are starting to become entrepreneurs, and all of them were sitting back like this, and every time they said something, it was But then we started talking about the music that they like. Whoo, they hyped up and was like, oh, I listen to Rod Wade and, I listen to this one and this one. And they defend them. And I'm like, them entertainers, you got hype for that? But we've been talking about business plans, establishing your LLC and all of this. And when we talking about that, you sitting back like you nodding, like you falling asleep. But let me start talking about the entertainment world. And they got so hyped. It blew my mind. I'm like, what? And they started defending some of the artists, saying, no, I relate to them. And I said, you do realize they live in a mansion. You live in the hood. That hood stuff they talking about, they ain't live that. Everybody want to talk about Wayne, and I think Wayne is one of the coldest MCs ever. Wayne at the age of 14 had tutors. Like Birdman and all them was rich when Wayne was 13, 14 years old. He ain't did that hood stuff like he rap about. Tupac went to a dance school, a art school. Like, what are y'all talking about? But they had the biggest energy for these entertainers. And I'm saying, it's you. You have to have the energy for yourself. And I gave them some things that they could do, but I wanted to frame why I'm speaking big energy, because we are giving energy to nothing, to entertainment, to World Star, to all type of things except for us. We won't give us no big energy. When was the last time you saw yourself in the mirror and was like, "Oh, you look good"? Like, boy, that's my dog right there. Like, hey, we don't do that for us. But you see a cornball that you ain't seen in 20 years, still on the block, chasing a tall can in a small bottle, and it's, oh, my dude, oh, it's big energy.
It's all about that focus, man. And just I gotta keep tying it back to what we do, man, because we're not just here to drop gems, which we do every single week. And give us a thumbs up if you gain some value, y'all. Yes. We're not just here to drop gems, man. We're also here to educate and inform people of why they need to invest in the next generation through mentorship. Schooling is great if you want to go for science, technology, engineering, and math. But if you want to get that more tailored one-on-one, because we all know the public school is not going to give you much one-on-one attention unless it is directly talking to the student to get up out their class because they're acting up. Typically, that's how it was in the school that I went to. But mentorship is very important because, like E's point, there's a lot of enthusiasm in this next generation. They'll get enthused about things that don't provide any value to themselves or really society in general, right? So we know that the enthusiasm is there, even though it may not be directed where the parent may want it to. We know it's there, so it's our job as mentors, and that's why we're here, to cultivate that enthusiasm, to help frame it and help focus it, to help these young teens win through focus, WTF, so that they can better use that enthusiasm, that energy, that big energy in a more productive way to help propel them forward and gain that traction instead of focusing on the distractions.
My man, you are so spot on. And as you stated here at the WTF, this is what we teach these young orcas, these young, bulls, these young folks. We teach them this. And, big energy cannot go low. Think about that. Because when they're giving this big energy to these entertainers, to whatever they're giving it to, they're bigging them up. They're keeping them hype. And what we challenged everybody that comes across us is, why are you not your biggest cheerleader? Why are you not your greatest hype man? Why are you not? Because who gonna believe you if you don't? You don't believe in giving yourself props. You don't believe in bigging yourself up. And you wonder why ain't nobody else doing it. Everybody that knows me in every walk of life I've ever been in will let you know that dude coming with the energy. Even when I was misguided, I was, man, what you talking about? Hype. But I needed that guidance. I needed that Migos in my life that we provide these young people.
What is Migos? What's that?
Uh-oh, that's an acronym, you all. And this is one of the things that we teach our young people is mentorship, instructions, guidance, and ongoing support. Now I'm gonna say that again. You can take the mentorship, the motivation, whatever M you want to put there, but we give them instructions, we give them guidance, we give them ongoing support, because a lot of people can give you instruction, but they're not giving you the guidance. And you can have the greatest tool on earth. If you don't have the instruction on how to use it, what's the point in having it? You ain't gonna do nothing with it. So we know they need some instruction. Once they get the instructions, they still like, man, I don't know. They need a little more guidance. And once they get on that right path and they and that trajectory, and they're like, okay, now they may run into more issues, and we still provide them ongoing support, because this is more than a curriculum. This is more than a program. This is a community that we're building. And every young person that we talk to is going to be a part of this community for the rest of their lives. And that's the reason why we believe in the Migos, the acronym, when it comes to the WTF, because we know, man, we live in the world of information. This is our information decade or generation of information. So all these other people I heard that are selling information that you can Google and find on your own, yeah, you'll see them falling off to the wayside, because this is the TMI time. It's too much damn information. Everybody got all the information they need in the palm of their hands with that phone. Yeah. They got all the information. So we're not just selling them information, we're selling them the instructions that needs to go with that information, the guidance, the ongoing support to where they don't feel alone. Remember, I tell everyone this stat, and this is through the CDC, when they did a study of teenage young people between the ages of 12 and I believe 17. It may have been 18, but I think it was 12 to 17. And the number one cause that ailed these young people was not drugs, it was not alcohol, it was not depression, it was not suicide. We all use those buzzwords and we think that's what it is. And all of those are issues. But the number one issue was that they felt lonely in this virtual world with all these virtual friends and them living in devices. When the device goes off, they feel lonely. And we are here to provide them with a community of like-minded individuals where that loneliness is no longer an issue. They got coaches that they can hit up. I got one guy, quick story. One guy, he went through the mentorship and he just came across a big settlement in the 6 figures. And he called me, he's like, Coach, I don't know what to do with this money. He said, I don't know, my family is telling me, he said, all I really want is a car, and, I don't know where to put it. And he and I had already set up his business bank account. He has a business. And I'm telling him, put it in your business. He was like, I don't know how to do that. Should I cash it? He's asking me these questions. He's done with the mentorship. And guess what I did? I started a group text with the lawyer of the WTF.
Come on.
And I said, hey, I got a mentee that needs some legal advice on what to do with this account. They had that meeting today where he told him how he should move his money around. See, that's what we provide here at the WTF. Like you don't just go through the program and we done with you. No, you can come right back to us. And if you need advice on females, on money, on families, if you just need some positive words, That's the type of coaches we have here at the WTF. And that's what we're doing with these young people. So I wanted to tell that story, man, because that just happened. And it feels good to know that he trusted me enough. He didn't want to let his family know that he finally got this check they all been waiting on. He let me know. I was the first one that he called. And I
That's
hooked
beautiful,
him up
man.
with an attorney. Don't even take my advice. I want you to take legal advice. But this is
That's
what
what
we
we call reaching in before you reach out, ain't it? You know,
yes.
and that's the beauty of having an inclusive community where there's all different types of personalities, backgrounds, and also resources that uh, each of us has. Everybody has their own network, like the old saying goes, your net worth equals your network or something
Yeah,
like that.
that's right.
So yeah. So everybody has their skill set, and everybody knows somebody who can provide some value to what somebody else has going on. And that's the beauty, like you said, of having that community of like-minded individuals who may not always think alike, but they're on the same path to get to a
Mhm.
similar destination of self-improvement, of leadership, of focus, and really just being an all-around action taker.
Yes.
And that's really what we push here at the mentorship as well, is like that inclusive community. Like I know a lot of times when I was at school, like at least in middle school, I got bullied a few times because of however I looked. I may have had some glasses or my clothes wasn't cool enough. You know, different things happen to kids in school in that public setting, and there's not really much support or anyone that they can really kind of go to, especially in the urban schools. You
Yeah.
know, so that's why I really do believe that it's very, very important for mentorships like the WTF Academy to exist, because we don't accept any bullying, any down talking
Mhm.
of any of the mentees to the mentees, or mentees to mentors, or even mentors to the mentees. Like we
Right.
are a family. We really do treat each other as such, because we're all here for a common goal, and that's to win through focus. Right?
Yeah.
We all want to win at life in whatever area we're interested in, and we can't do that if we're being crabs in a bucket and pulling each other down. So we always make sure that we have a culture of inclusivity and allowing ideas to flourish and allowing mistakes to be made without, casting any judgment on each other, because we're all learning at this game of life. No matter what stage you're at, we're all
Yeah.
learning, especially if you're trying to grow. So yeah, we,
Man.
we definitely encourage those risk taking.
And my parents, uh, my parents. I need you all to, number one, don't give up on your team. Don't wait for them to graduate high school so they can get out your house. Don't. I mean, I can't tell them nothing. They grown. They ain't grown. They just through growing. They still need help. They still need the guidance. And if you don't have the bandwidth, that's what you got us for. We're a not for profit. We encourage, it don't cost you a dime to put your kid into this program. I tell people all the time, we charge the government. We don't charge the parents. The parents are dealing with enough as is. We charge the government, and the government gonna pay because they print the money. So we going to the ones, because people always say I'm making some money. If you are, it's illegal. The government make the money. You just earning your little coins. They make money. They literally print it out, and I want my piece of that, and they're gonna pay for it. But you parents, all you have to do is DM us, hit that number. That's, man, my banner ain't even up. I thought I had my banner up. Let me put my banner up. You text this number. Text that number if you have a teen, if you have a nephew, a niece, anybody that you're close to that needs coaching and mentorship. Just do the consultation call. Set it up. We'll talk with them. And if they decide, yeah, I ain't feeling that, cool. But at least text that number. Text WTF to that number because we're mentoring people in the penitentiary, grown folks and teenagers. That's what we do here at the WTF. Everybody that hears the sound of our voice that actually listens, half of them just looking at us, talking about how good we look, Dmitri. They
I'm
talking
all right
about
with
how
that
fine
too.
we is
I'm
on
all right
here.
with that too. Hey
But
man,
even
that's
with that, you all know some teenagers, and they need this because if you relying on the school system, how that's working for you? Do you see a difference in them? Is it a big major change? I could probably guess. Nah, ain't that big of a deal. They just count down days until they're done with their school. They don't even want to go up there because the school system is flawed. We all know that, but it's still something we have to do. But while they're in school, you can still have them in the WTF program, and we'll make sure that they do this thing called adulting. Anybody that's watching this, we have a book called Adulting, WTF. What's the formula? 5 steps to prepare your team for independence. This is a book that I created, that this program is built from. And if you want a copy of it, it's free of charge to anyone that texts that WTF to this number. You will get a link to this free ebook, and it'll show you 5 major steps to get your teenager right. And it'll also show you how you can get them in touch with us. If you don't have the bandwidth, if some of them kids done tuned y'all out, they've been listening to you for the last 16, 17, 18 years. They don't want to hear nothing you got to say. And if that's the case, holla at you guys. We got them, and we guarantee a whole lot of things. But we guarantee this: if they do the program and they do what they're asked to do, it's impossible for them not to be successful. That part I'll stand on. I guarantee that.
facts. And the key is just to take action, y'all. And we
And
do address many different obstacles, such as negative peer influence. If your teen is struggling with time management, we talk about that. We listen, y'all. We go over a lot of things other than
communications.
this mindset. Yeah, like we talk about emotional and mental health challenges, like things that
Mm,
your team may not want to open up to you about, just like your mentee that came upon that large sum of money. He didn't want to tell his family, right?
right.
He wanted to come to a neutral third party because he knew that you didn't have no vested interest in how he spent his money personally. Of course, you wanted to see him spend it wisely
Yes.
and be a good steward of it. But that's what he wanted. He didn't want anybody to be, giving him ulterior advice because they had some type of sneaky thing up their sleeve
Mhm.
to get at his bread. So that's another thing. Like, we are a neutral third party. We're just here to help out the next generation. And like I said, we're not trying to get in your pockets.
Mm-mm.
There's no need to. We all understand that the economy is tough for a lot of people. I'm sure you're racking up a ton of credit card debt. You do not have the bandwidth to be spending hundreds or even thousands of dollars on a 12-week course, even though that you would like to if you could. We understand that. So we have a different business model. That's how you know that we're not out to get into your pockets. We're out here for real change, right? So it's
Yes.
all free, no cost to you. It will cost you your time. You will have to spend some time. You don't have to spend no dollars, but you're gonna have to spend that time and
Yes.
invest. Fill out the application when you text the number below. Go to our website, fill out the application, and then it's a process, but like, you gotta pay something, right? So
Mm-hmm.
we decided to make you spend your time versus your income and your hard-earned money.
Yeah.
So, that's just like a little sample of what you can expect. If you, have any other questions, send us a message. We'll be more than happy to get that answer for you right away.
Yes, indeed. Hey, bro, like I think we said enough, man. But I want to leave everyone with this. Everything that you do, raise your energy, raise it. Like, I need that energy up. You parents, I need you energized. I don't want to hear you just got off work and you tired, you wore out, you did. And I get it. The job might have whooped your tail. I don't know about y'all. I'm nodding off at the job or tired. As soon as I get off, woo, I got my energy. Like, like I was tired of sitting at this place, wherever you at, and you get that big energy. But what happens? You got that energy in the vehicle and you driving home, and then you get to the house and you think about, damn, now I'm finna go up here. I gotta do all this. And now your energy just went right back down. Keep it up. And everybody around you should be disturbed. Everybody around you should be like, what the hell is wrong with you? Don't you realize what we going through? Ain't you watched the news? So we on some big energy stuff up in here. We don't care. Look, I get what's happening in the world. I get it. But you being downtrodden and lowered frequencies and just what good is that doing? The great Nelson Mandela said this, and I know I'm gonna butcher it, but he said, having resentment and ill feelings towards someone else is the equivalent of drinking poison, hoping they get sick. You so mad, you so upset at somebody else, resenting them, wishing harm on them, that you're drinking the poison. They ain't studying you.
That's why
they
it's
all
important
doing
to
their thing,
forgive.
sitting up here mad. Man, look.
That's important to forgive, man. And that's a whole bar that we can talk a whole another 30 minutes on another live, and we just might need to. But tonight, this evening, thank everybody who joined live. Thank everybody on the replay for another WTF Wednesday. Even though we're an hour later, we're going to still get these gems dropped to y'all and let y'all know what we have going on at the Academy. And always remember that WTF not only means what's the formula, but it also means winning takes focus. And that's exactly what we teach all of our mentees to do. Win through focus. And we do that by teaching them to focus on one thing at a time until they complete it and master it. But they must take action. So if you're an action taker, if your team is an action taker, text the number below so you can get some more information. But till next Wednesday, be safe and be blessed.
Peace, y'all. Yeah.